Hey, what's up everybody? This is video number 7 in a series of videos, of short videos I'm doing. I apologize, they've gotten a little long on occasion, longer than I had planned. I'll try to make this one quick and short, but there's some information you need to hear. First of all, if you want to share the information with anybody and don't want to share, it's hard to share all the videos to them in private messaging and all of that. That's why I'm putting a hashtag, or number sign if you will. People have come to recognize that as hashtag. Hashtag Stop the Surry County Steal. If you want to send all of this information in private messaging to your friends, other Republican conservatives or whatever, send them that hashtag. Hashtag Stop the Surry County Steal. They can go to Facebook, and up there where you search at, they type in hashtag Stop the Surry County Steal and search, and everything related to what I'm sharing will come up in one page. And they can scroll down and see and watch all of it for themselves. And that will help you from having to share each bit of information, because we don't want them to know, and everybody that I'm working with, and we're the majority, I assure you. The only way they're going to hold on to this is keep changing the rules during the process, because we're coming. The majority of Republicans that are fed up with this type of leadership, the lies, perjury, backbiting, trying to dictate to people how they live their lives unless you bow down to them personally, telling you who you can associate with, who you can associate with, or else. We're tired of it. We're free Americans, and we don't have to fall under this type of dictator leadership. We can all get along and work together in the Republican Party without Kevin Chenault, Gail Norman, and Mark Jones trying to divide us. And the reason they do that, they try to pit us against each other so that we think they're the only ones we can trust. They want us to think they're the only ones being honest with us, when the whole time they're just trying to maintain what they consider power in the Republican Party. Anyway, quick short thing here, and this is going to deviate away from proving they committed perjury. Jones committed perjury in the past. However, they say, and this is the reason I didn't dump the whole load at one time, if you give people a little time, they will show you who they are. So that's why I've been dumping a little at a time, allowing them to talk around, talk to their friends, text behind the scenes, want to know what's going on. And they show you who they are. So what happened this past week, and I could have written all this down because I kind of wrote the playbook for them, or helped them anyway, but I could have written all this down, the process was going to happen, but I didn't dump it all at one time. But let me show you what happened. That's why I'm deviating from the perjury in the past, because I got served with a civil summons, and I'm going to share this, the whole thing, on Facebook as part of, and I'll tag it video number 7, so you can watch this video along with this evidence. But it says civil summons, and the reason it's a civil summons, this order, Mark Jones went and swore to lies again. You have to swear to get even a hearing, and there's an affidavit in here, and it'll be shared as well, where Mark Jones swore that I was stalking him, and I ain't even been around Mark except at a couple of political meetings recently, but he swore that I was stalking him, testified in there that I was combative at the precinct meetings. I think it was February the 16th, when all I did, and I'm glad I recorded it all, but said I was combative, and he's afraid. And as you read through this, and I'm going to highlight a couple of things, he's trying to bring this as a personal thing, saying he's afraid of me, and that he needs the courts. Basically, I call it legalized harassment. I come to call it that. Basically, he's asking in these papers for the courts, which I ain't been around him, but he has to put it on the face as that. But also, and I'm going to highlight it in the papers, it says he has requested that I be denied access to all Republican Party events. I wonder why he wants that. Because we're coming, Mark. The grassroots are fed up, and I'm helping manage it, and we're coming. This type leadership is going out the door, literally, if I have anything to do with it. But anyway, in this affidavit, and you'll be able to read it for yourself, and let me open it up because I made a few notes here of things I want to highlight, and I will have evidence to prove that he's lying. I'll provide evidence to prove that he lied in this affidavit. So because I don't come on here and do it without always the truth backed with the proof. So I'll share you the proof. They're calling me liars. I'll put the proof out there, and you make your own decision with the proof. It's going to be right. The facts are going to be right in front of you. He perjured in this testimony under oath once again. So the character of the man that I'm pointing out from several years ago when he lied at the Board of Elections under oath, he went and lied again this past week. Why? All trying to maintain his political power, or what he thinks is power. And so I'm just going to read a short snippet and touch base, and then I'll share it, and I'm going to share the video. It says 5 precincts were meeting. This is the precinct meetings down at Mount Airy Wesleyan Church. He said he communicated threats at Gail Norman, at myself, and possibly others. And then in parentheses it says, including other women. And also down here, and I'll refer, when I put this up again, I'll refer everybody to video number 2 and the evidence for video number 2, again under hashtag Stop the Surry County Steal, hashtag Stop the Surry County Steal. He says that I somehow threatened his kids, and he's afraid for his kids' lives because I posted a picture of my picture, by the way, not one I went to his page and got. He took it on my phone for me to have. So it was my property. Sorry about that. I don't know if that'll show up on the video or not. My battery's getting low. But on my property, it was my property, not on my property. So it was on my phone, my property. But I clearly wasn't threatening the kids. If you watch video number 2, I praise Mark Jones as a family, a father, had a wonderful family, a good wife, a great wife or something. You can watch video number 2. And also said, apart from politics, Mark Jones was a good man. But something about politics and that little bit of power just seems to drive him crazy about wanting to maintain it. But in here, he mentions that about his children. And when I read that about also other women, and then he throws his children in there, all I could picture was Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden hiding behind women and children, trying to protect themselves. That's all he's doing in this paper. Naming women and children, trying to hide behind them and make him, so the judge will rule in his favor because sympathetic towards women and children. Everybody's sympathetic towards women and children if they need help. We all are. But he's just like those terrorists over in the Middle East trying to hide behind women and children to protect himself. And that's why he lists women and children on here. But in there, he tries to, he also says, ask for the judge to deny me access to the 2021 convention, March the 27th. So that in itself ought to tell you what this is all about. Also, I posted a video, didn't name Mark Jones, or a photo on my Facebook page of my favorite scene from Rocky Balboa, one of them, one of the Rocky Balboa movies, Something and I'll Sue, Touch Me and I'll Sue. I didn't name Mark Jones in that. But he also tells me that, asks the judge, says he sounds deranged. Who is deranged that when you see a Rocky Balboa clip on somebody's page that you think it's automatically about you when somebody ain't named you? If that's not paranoia and derangement, I don't know what is. I'll post that as well. It's still on my page. I'm not going to take it down. Anybody can go look at it. I haven't changed it in this screenshot. But also, it's kind of funny. You know why they're doing it? They don't know who's with us and don't know who's coming and don't know who to trust and who not to trust. So they're trying to get me quiet because I've become the voice for many. And I promise you it's the majority. And we're coming. The only way they're going to hold on is if they keep manipulating. I hear they changed Elkin. They didn't get the outcome results they wanted in the Elkin precinct, so they declared a new meeting. Who did that? Mark Jones. So he can try to get that, manipulate it. He put it on a Wednesday night to disenfranchise Christian voters who want to go to church on Wednesday night. And my understanding, there was a lot of Christian voters at that precinct meeting in Elkin, as well as a pastor who was also there. And so what do they do when they change the date of the meeting and talking about shutting out the salt and light people and conservative Christians from doing something? They claim Mark Jones and them scream that Democrats are doing it. Mark Jones and Gail Norman and Kevin Chenault are doing it. They changed the precinct meeting that was previously set on a Monday night, and they didn't get the outcome results they wanted, so they changed it to a Wednesday night when the preacher and his congregation, many of I hear who came with him, I guess is what somebody said, put it on a Wednesday night when they're going to be in church. So who's against the church? Who's against Christian conservative voters? Democrats and Mark Jones, Kevin Chenault, and Gail Norman and their Republican, trying to maintain their Republican power that they think they have. They're doing anything and everything, changing the rules because they know we're coming, people. Stay strong. Dobson Combined coming up, I believe, tomorrow night. If you vote at the Board of Elections, or down there in wherever at over there, Board of Elections, I think it is. If you vote there, find out your precinct meeting. I'll be sharing that. And also he references, I'm going to touch this, my battery's getting low, and I may put another one up later. Also he references the charge that I just discussed and told that they basically threw out of court. And Mark Jones and Kevin Chenault claim to support the Constitution and people's constitutional rights. We proved in court this guy he's referencing in his affidavit was committing a felony against me, violating my Fourth Amendment right to privacy, committing a felony, listening with a listening device, violating the Federal Wiretap Act, which is a violation for state and federal law. So where was Mark Jones at when that guy was doing that? My Fourth Amendment rights. Why? Because I'd stood up to him already, and they want people to attack Joe Barr because that's what they've been doing. We're coming, Mark Jones, Kevin Chenault, Gail Norman. We're exposing you. I will have the evidence just following this, proving that he lied in this affidavit. You don't just go write this up. You have to swear that this is the truth. And so not only did he lie to get in place where he's at, and I helped him. I say he did. I helped him get there, but he's the one that ultimately laid his head on the Bible and committed perjury, saying he wasn't living in North Carolina. I will show the evidence that this stuff, and I'll share all of these pages. I'll share this just a minute after this video, or just before this video, probably just after it, on Facebook as well, so everybody can read it for themselves. And I'm also going to share the evidence, sound recordings and a video, to show that he committed perjury when he swore to this affidavit, trying to stop me and others from coming to and stop me from helping get them out of positions, and stop me from coming to Republican events and the county convention. That evidence will be sound recordings and a video coming up to prove all of this is false, or the majority of it's false. Certainly I did say some things, but I just objected and never got out of my seat. God bless Surry County. Hashtag Stop the Surry County Steal. Have people posted in their search up there at Facebook, and it'll bring everything they need to see up on one page that I've been sharing. That's why I've added that hashtag to it, so it could all be referenced all at once. God bless Surry County. Stand strong, grassroots. We need you. We can't have this type people representing us when we voted them out of office. We can't have them leading this party either, when all they're concerned about is maintaining their own power and self-preservation and manipulation and stepping down and stepping over people. God bless. There'll be a little more to come.